Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to discuss aggressive factor and mechanism. Before starting the lecture, I just want you to understand the two important terms, that is virulence and pathogenicity. I think you have heard this term, but you should understand the difference between these two terms. So first, what is pathogenicity? Pathogenicity is basically the capacity of bacteria to cause the disease is called the pathogenicity. What is pathogenicity? किसी भी बैक्टीरिया की पावर कि वो डिजीज कॉज कर सके, that is called the pathogenicity. And this is the term which is used to differentiate between the two species. You can say that this species is pathogenic and that species is not pathogenic. You can't say like that कि this species is more pathogenic in comparison to other. More pathogenic ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं होता, whether it will be pathogenic or not. So pathogenicity is a term which is used to compare the two species. Get it? And what exactly pathogenicity is? It is the capacity of bacterium to cause the disease. Now what about virulence power? Virulence is the degree of pathogenicity, or you can say that it is the measure of pathogenicity of a microorganism. This term is basically used to differentiate the strains of the same species. You can say that this strain is more virulent. The more pathogenicity जो हम कहते हैं ना, more pathogenicity कुछ नहीं होता, that more pathogenicity is basically called the virulent. Get it? So particular strain is more virulent in comparison to the other strain of the same species. So virulence is the term which is used to differentiate the strains of the same species. And virulence is depends on the number of infecting microorganism. How it is depend on the number of infecting microorganism? Look, I'll give you one example. Suppose that in your home, one thief will come with one knife, and in a different situation, the 10th thief will come with 10 knives. Which one will be more virulent? But obviously 10 thief with 10 knives. So the larger the number of microorganism, larger will be their virulent power. Now it is also depends on the route of entry into the body. I'll give you example. Suppose that corona, if it will get proper entry, if it will get entry in your respiratory tract by a nasal passage, then it will cause the COVID. But if it will go through your digestive tract, and if it will get entry into the stomach, then it will not going to cause the COVID. So the route of entry of the pathogen is plays very important role in the virulence power. The last one is the response of the host immune system. How it affects? Suppose that आपके घर में थीफ आए, लेकिन आपके घर में कौन है? आर्मी पर्सन रहते हैं. So army person knows how to tackle any kind of situation. So in that case, army person will tackle them properly and you will be safe. So same here, if you are healthy, if you are eating healthy things, and if your body responds properly towards the pathogen, then it will play very important role into the virulence power. So get it? Virulence depends on the number of infecting microorganism. Larger the number of organism, larger will be the virulence power. The route of entry also plays very important role, and the response of the host system is also plays very important role in the virulence power. Now, the next topic is aggressive mechanism. Before going in the detail, I want you to know what are aggressin. Basically, they are produced inside the host system by the pathogenic organism that enhances the virulence of the bacteria. Okay, here you can say that suppose घर आपके घर में thief आया. खाली आता है, बिना किसी चीज के आया, इन दैट केस क्या होगा, वो उतना हार्मफुल होगा क्या, नहीं होगा। लेकिन अगर थीफ आपके घर में आया विथ बराबर एक गन लेके आया, इन दैट केस वो क्या हो जाएगा, दैट इज कॉल्ड दी एग्रेशन फैक्टर। तो एग्रेशंस क्या होते हैं, बेसिकली ये ऐसे कंपोनेंट है दैट इनहेंसेस द विरुलेंस पावर ऑफ द बैक्टीरिया। नाउ द क्वेश्चन अराइजेस, व्हाई वी आर स्टडिंग दिस, why it is important to study about the aggressive mechanism or aggression factors. Why? Because if you know the aggression, then only you will understand how to protect yourself from that particular thing. मुझे पता है गन है, गन इज अ वेपन, सपोज दैट गन इज अ एग्रेशन, सो मैं क्या बनाऊंगी, बुलेट प्रूफ जैकेट बनाऊंगी, दैट इज द basically defense against the gun. So in here also in the similar way, अगर आपको एग्रेशन का नॉलेज होगा, अगर आपको पता होगा कि बैक्टीरिया के पास क्या क्या वेपन है, व्हाट दे पोजेस, सो यू कैन प्रोटेक्ट योर बॉडी। आप कैसे प्रोटेक्ट करेंगे, आपका जो बॉडी है वो खुद उसके अगेंस्ट एंटीबॉडीज बनाएगी, ठीक है, उसके अगेंस्ट हम बहुत सारे एंटीबायोटिक्स बना सकते हैं। सो इन दिस वे वी कैन प्रोटेक्ट अवर बॉडी। सो एग्रेशन फैक्टर्स पढ़ना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, गेट इट। सो व्हाट आर द एग्जांपल्स ऑफ एग्रेशन, टॉक्सिन्स एंड एंजाइम्स आर द एग्जांपल ऑफ एग्रेशन, ठीक है, मैंने आपको नॉर्मल लाइफ में समझाया था, फॉर एग्जांपल गन हो गया, वेपन्स हो गए, दे आर द एग्रेशन फैक्टर ऑफ ह्यूमन बींग्स। बट इन केस ऑफ माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म, व्हाट are their weapons? Their weapons are enzymes and toxins. So what are toxins? Toxins क्या होते हैं? Toxins are the product of bacterial activity and are responsible of causing pathological changes in the body during infection. And the genes of toxin are generally present on the plasmid. I think you know what are plasmid. Plasmid are what? Basically extra chromosomal DNA. So the genes of toxin are present on the plasmid. And what are toxin? They are the products of bacterial activity which causes pathological changes inside the host system. Now, the bacterial produces generally two types of toxin. What are they? They are endotoxin and exotoxin. So, next is there are two type of toxin which are produced by bacteria, endo and exo. Now we are going to learn what is the difference between endotoxin and exotoxin. ठीक है, so exotoxins are generally produced by gram positive and gram negative microorganism. Get it? Exotoxin gram positive microorganism भी बनाते हैं and gram negative microorganism भी बनाते हैं. But what about endotoxin? Endotoxin are generally integral part of the cell wall of the gram negative microorganism. Get it? It is basically present inside the gram, mostly in the gram negative organism only. But exotoxins are secreted by gram positive as well as gram negative organism. Get it? And the important difference between these two are exotoxins are generally the secretion which is released by the organism, but endotoxin is the part of the bacterium only. It is not any chemical which releases from the pathogen. No, endotoxin are generally the integral part of the bacteria only. It is not any chemical which is released by the bacteria. No, never. What it is the integral part of the bacteria. Get it? So, it is basically what their nature is. Endotoxin are generally lipopolysaccharide. But what about exotoxins? Exotoxins are protein. Get it? Now, Endotoxins are non-diffusible, released on cell lysis. As I told you, these are not the secretions of the bacteria. So if you want to take it out, then what you have to do, you have to kill the cell. When the cell will lyse, in that case only that integral part will remove from the bacteria body. So it is non-diffusible, it is released when the cell will lyse. Now, what about exotoxins? Exotoxins are diffusible. As I told you, they are the chemical secretions. So it will diffuse and it is secreted by the live cells, not by the killed cells. Get it? Now, endotoxin has low toxicity in comparison to the exotoxins. Exotoxins are very highly toxic in nature. And endotoxin, as they are less toxic, that means they are less antigenic also, and these are highly antigenic. What do you mean by highly antigenic? When it will come inside your body, it will stimulate the proper immune response. That means it is highly antigenic. Okay, now the endotoxins are stable at 60 degrees Celsius for several hours without the loss of toxicity. What does it mean? They are little bit thermostable. But what about exotoxin? No, exotoxin cannot withstand with high temperature. So they are unstable to temperature if temperature increases 60 degree. Get it? And this toxin even destroyed very rapidly. Not specific action, all give fevers and shock. Exotoxin has specific action. What does it mean? Look, जब exotoxins आपके बॉडी के अंदर आते हैं तो जो exotoxin, suppose that I'll give you some example exotoxins के, there is neurotoxin, enterotoxin. तो neurotoxin means what? They will affect your nervous system. What about the enterotoxin? Enterotoxins जो होंगे वो आपके intestinal cell को affect करेंगे. So what you understand from that, different type of exotoxin has specific type of infection or specific type of action in your body. But what about the endotoxin? No, endotoxin has not specific action. किसी भी बैक्टीरिया का एंडोटॉक्सिन आए, it will generate this similar type of responses. For example, all give fever and shock. This is the common specific action that will occur when endotoxin come inside your body. And one more thing is that no effect, it cannot be converted, and an exotoxin can be converted into toxide. Toxide means, do you know what are toxide? Toxide are generally what basically when toxin inactivated with formaldehyde, then it is called the toxoid. Okay, so it, as I told you, exotoxin are the chemicals. It is released from the bacterium body, so it can be converted into the toxide. You can react it with formaldehyde and you can inactivate it and you can use as a vaccine. That vaccine is basically toxoid. But you can't convert endotoxin into the toxoid form. Get it? So I think you understand now what is the difference between endotoxin and exotoxin. You should remember this thing ki exotoxin are diffusible and this is secreted by the living bacterium, but endotoxin are not diffusible and they are released only when the cell will lysed. Get it? So this is about the endotoxin and exotoxin. Now we are going to study in detail about the exotoxin as well as about the endotoxin also. So exotoxin. So first we are going to study basically AB toxin. AB, why it is called AB? Why? Because it is made up of A subunit and B subunit. So first example of AB exotoxin is diphtheria toxin. What it is called? Diphtheria toxin. So diphtheria toxin, basically it is produced by the Corynebacterium diphtheriae. Who produces this toxin? Corynebacterium diphtheriae, which is a gram positive rod shaped microorganism, and it produces AB exotoxin. Now I am going to explain you how it affects the cell. So look at here. This is the Corynebacterium diphtheriae. I told you the exotoxins are diffusible. It is released from the cell. So this is the diphtheria toxin, which is released by the diphtheria cell. Now this will act on the cell. What will happen? B will help in the attachment of the toxin, and A will come inside the cell. ए क्या करेगा? पेनिट्रेट हो जाएगा और बी उसको हेल्प करेगा पेनिट्रेशन में. When A will come inside your cell, then what it will do? It will inactivate the elongation factor 2. This elongation factor 2 plays very important role in case of transcription. What is transcription? Formation of RNA from DNA is called the transcription. And why transcription is important? If transcription will take place, then further translation will take place, and what will happen? Again, the protein synthesis will take place. So it is very important, elongation factor 2. So what will happen? Ultimately, if this A subunit will bind to the elongation factor, in that case what will happen? It will prevent the protein synthesis by the ribosome. Ultimately, what will happen? Translation will block, and what it will happen? If protein will not synthesize in the cell, then what will happen? Cell will die. So this is the mechanism of the diphtheria toxin. What it will do? It produces AB toxin. B subunit will help in the binding, and A will penetrate inside the cell, and A subunit ultimately inactivates the elongation factor 2. If this will inactivate, then what will happen? It prevents the protein synthesis by ribosome. If protein synthesis will not occur, in that case cell will die. Okay, without protein, cell cannot perform any function. Get it? So protein is very important for the cell. Now, second is your botulinum toxin. It is a type of neurotoxin which infects the nervous system. So basically nervous system, you can say that neurons basically, ठीक है, neurons को affect करता है. That's why it is called the neurotoxin. So botulinum toxin, it is produced by the Clostridium botulinum. ठीक है, it is an anaerobic gram positive rod shaped microorganism which is usually ingested in the contaminated food and produces AB exotoxin. वो जो हम बाहर से सड़ी सुड़ी पानी पूरी खा लेते हैं और कितने भी दिन का सड़ा हुआ बाहर का जो खराब खाना खाते हैं, उसकी मदद से ये बेचारा माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म हमारे बॉडी के अंदर आता है and it produces AB exotoxin. Now I'm going to tell you how it affects your nervous system, or how it affects your neuron. Okay, so look what it will do. So this is the normal functioning of the neuron. Okay, एक न्यूरॉन से दूसरे न्यूरॉन को सिग्नल पहुंचता है. ठीक है, तो एक न्यूरॉन से दूसरे न्यूरॉन को सिग्नल कैसे पहुंचता है? बाय दिस केमिकल मैसेंजर. दिस इज कॉल्ड द एसिटाइल choline, which is released by the previous neuron, and it will bind to the next coming neuron, and it will pass the message from the previous neuron to the आगे वाला न्यूरॉन. सो इन दिस वे न्यूरॉन्स काम करते हैं. जो भी मैसेज होता है वो आगे वाले को पहुंचाते हैं. कैसे? विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस केमिकल मैसेंजर. सो दिस मैसेंजर इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. इट शुड बी रिलीज, देन ओनली योर मैसेज will forward. So what this toxin will do? You can look at here. AB subunit है, अगेन व्हाट विल हैपन, यहाँ पे ये सब यूनिट अंदर आएगा एंड दिस सब यूनिट व्हाट it will do, it will this toxin A subunit enters into the cytoplasm and it proteolytically cleaves components of the snare complex. This complex will form, this complex basically fuses with the membrane and then releases the acetylcholine. But what this subunit will do, this subunit will stop the snare complex to fuse with the membrane. If this complex, this snare complex is not able to fuse with the membrane, then what will happen? Acetylcholine will not release. If acetylcholine will not release, then what will happen? The message will not forward to the आगे वाला neuron. Get it? So what will happen, अगर मैसेज ही आगे पास नहीं होगा तो आपके न्यूरॉन्स काम ही नहीं करेंगे. ठीक है, न्यूरॉन्स ब्लॉक हो जाएंगे. न्यूरॉन्स ब्लॉक हो जाएंगे, न्यूरॉन्स काम नहीं करेंगे तो क्या होगा, आपको काइंड ऑफ पैरालिटिक हो जाएगा कि कुछ भी रिस्पॉन्स नहीं हो रहा है. गेट इट? सो दैट इज द फंक्शन ऑफ न्यूरोटॉक्सिन. देखो आपने देखा होगा जब स्नेक हमारे बॉडी में क्या रिलीज करता है, जो भी प्रे रहता है उसका, उसको वो डसता है ना, तो वो बेसिकली क्या रिलीज करता है, दैट रिलीजेस द न्यूरोटॉक्सिन ओनली. यू हैव सीन दैट कि जो स्नेक होता है वो पूरा इस तरीके से रैप कर लेता है अपने प्रे को और थोड़ी देर के बाद में क्या होता है, वो जब इंजेक्ट करता है न्यूरोटॉक्सिन, कुछ समय के बाद जो बॉडी होती है वो मूव करना बंद कर देती है. वाई मूवमेंट क्यों रुक जाता है? बिकॉज ऑफ द न्यूरोटॉक्सिन. ठीक है, मूवमेंट क्यों होती है? सपोज करो मैंने यहाँ पे चिमटी काटी तो मुझे एक सेंस गया अंदर कि यार कुछ तो हुआ है, आई हैव टू रिमूव माई हैंड, सो आई विल रिमूव माई हैंड. बट अगर मेरे बॉडी में मैसेज ही नहीं जाए तो क्या होगा, कोई मुझे कितना भी यहाँ पे पेन पहुंचा रहा मुझे कभी पता ही नहीं पड़ेगा. क्यों? क्योंकि मेरे न्यूरॉन्स मैसेज लेके ही नहीं जा रहे, तो रिस्पॉन्स भी नहीं आ रहा है. तो इन दिस वे जो न्यूरोटॉक्सिन है वो आपके बॉडी के अंदर काम करते हैं. न्यूरोटॉक्सिन अगर आपके बॉडी के अंदर आ गए, इट विल स्टॉप द मैसेजिंग ऑफ न्यूरॉन्स, फिर आपके बॉडी में रिस्पॉन्स जनरेट नहीं हो पाता है. Get it? So what is the function of this type of AB neurotoxin? This will fuses with the snare complex and it will not allow the snare complex to fuse with the membrane. So what will happen? Acetylcholine will not release. If this acetylcholine will not release, then the message will not forward to the आगे वाला neuron. Get it? So this is about the botulinum toxin. I hope you get it. So thank you.